My favourite dessert of all time is, of course, cheesecake. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot beat a thick, dense, rich, classic cheesecake. I don't want all this crap over the top where it's salted caramel and chocolate fudge and millionaire shortbread. No, I don't want none of that. I just want a classic, plain, vanilla cheesecake. That is my shit. But unfortunately, I literally never have it like once every couple of years, just because it is so calorie dense. It's insane. And at the time of recording this, Christmas was 2 days ago. And on Christmas Day, I treated myself to a slice of cheesecake. The first time in maybe 2-3 years. And my God, I knew that I loved cheesecake. I did not remember that I loved cheesecake this much. It reminded me how much I love it, and it also unfortunately reminded me how damn high calorie it is. I literally had a slice that was about this big, and it was 350 calories. That is absurd. It was gone in 2 minutes, it just left me wanting more, and it just reignited that craving for cheesecake. And I'm not joking when I say the slice was about that big. Seriously, 350 calories for that whole thing. What the hell? So like I said, I really wanted more. I really want it again, but it's just not happening with store-bought, not for my calories and macros. So that only meant one thing. It was time to get in the kitchen and make a macro-friendly version of my beloved cheesecake. My cheesecake is going to be way lower calorie. It's going to have 4 or 5 times as much protein, and you're going to get more cheesecake for all of that as well. So if you're like me and you like having both cheesecake and abs, this one is for you. So subscribe to the channel, hit the top link in my description to go to my website, progressivephysiquecoaching.co.uk, give the video a like, and let's get into the ingredients. Alright, time to go through the ingredients, and considering we are making an entire amazing cheesecake, they're really not that difficult and they are really easy to find, especially living in the UK. I know a lot of the recipes out there use ingredients that are difficult to get in the UK, but if you haven't noticed by the accent, I'm in the UK and I was able to buy all of this down at the shop, really nice and easy. So hopefully you will appreciate that. As always, all of the ingredients and the quantities you need will be linked in the description box below. So check it out if you need to grab yourself anything. There will be links to buy them as well. If you go through those links, it directly helps me out. So that is always appreciated. The first thing we're going to need is going to be 100 grams of egg whites. You can use eggs and separate themselves, or you can use liquid egg whites. I don't care, as long as they're eggs and they're whites, it will do the job. After that, you're going to want 180 grams of the lowest fat cream cheese you can find. If you live in the UK, it took me ages to realise that cream cheese in America is soft cheese here. So this Philadelphia 3% fat is the best that I can find in the UK. But if you can get 0%, go for it. After that, we want 300 grams of fat-free Greek yogurt. Not Greek style yogurt, none of that cheap crap. It needs to be actual thick Greek yogurt. The thicker the better, because we want a super thick base. And if you buy some cheap natural or Greek style yogurt, it's not going to do the job. For that delicious vanilla flavour we all know and love in our cheesecakes, you're going to want some vanilla extract or vanilla flavour drops. I prefer the flavour drops because they also sweeten it, but you can use extract if that's all you've got. You're going to want some rolled oats, which is what I've got in this massive container here. We're going to be grinding this up to make it into flour. We're going to use a little bit of baking powder just to help things rise up. Some 0-calorie maple syrup. This features in far too many of my videos. And finally, some low-calorie sweetener. I just have this cheaper one from Sainsbury's. And that is everything. Like I told you, super simple to make your very own low calorie, high protein cheesecake right at home. The hardest part is actually making it, but getting the ingredients is really simple. So let's get to the kitchen and I'll show you exactly how to make your very own macro friendly classic cheesecake. Look how nice this tin is. I went out and bought this tin just to make this recipe, so if that doesn't... the bottom falls out. So So if that doesn't tell you how good cheesecake is, I don't know what does. I considered making this cheesecake in one of my non-circular baking tins, but I quickly dismissed that thought because, guys, cheesecake is round. When have you ever seen a cheesecake that wasn't circular, be it mini or normal sized? They are always round. So I had no choice but to go and buy this. And this right here is the Lamborghini of cake tins with removable bottoms. So, help your boy out by clicking that top link in my description. It will take you to my website where you can get all the details on my online coaching. But anyway, enough of my BS. Let's go and look at the ingredients. Alright, so we've got a couple of steps here, so listen closely. It's not too difficult, but it definitely requires you to follow along. So first off, we're going to add our 60 grams of rolled oats to a grinder and blend them up until you've got a nice oat flour consistency. And then you're going to add those ground oats to half teaspoon of baking powder, 5 grams of sweetener, 30 grams of 0-calorie maple syrup and 170 grams of boiling water, and then mix it in the blender again until it's fully combined into a thick sort of paste. Now we're going to get our cake tin, which you may also have purchased purely for this recipe. Spray the cake tin with non-stick spray because we don't want any sticking, and then pour the oat mixture into the cake tin and bake for 20 minutes or so at 180 degrees C or until it's firmed up well. In the meantime, we'll get the cheesecake filling ready. So we're going to thoroughly mix 100 grams of egg whites, 180 grams of low-fat soft or cream cheese, 300 grams of fat-free Greek yogurt, and vanilla flavour drops. I personally used 5 dropperfuls of the flavour drops, but do it to your own taste. I'd also recommend letting the cream cheese get to room temperature first, as it will soften up and it will make mixing much easier. Once finished, add the batter over the cooked base, smooth it over, and then continue to bake for another 50 minutes. Once it's ready, turn the oven off, but let the cheesecake stay in the oven until it reaches room temperature. That'll allow it to set. Then cover it with cling film, leave it in the fridge for at least another hour, but overnight would be even better. And then look at that, we've got an absolutely incredible looking Anabolic New York style cheesecake. Damn. Okay. It might not be the most beautiful cheesecake. Yes, it's not perfectly smooth and flat or perfectly white on top, and it's a little bit discolored around the edge, but it does the job. Look, it holds together so well that I can wobble it around in my hand. It's not going anywhere. You've got that nice base along the bottom. You can see that cheesecake texture. So although it's not the prettiest thing in the world, it's definitely doing the job. And if you think about it, the little burnt spots, the lumps and bumps, it's part of what makes it perfect. It's got that homegrown feeling to it. And that is what I am all about on this channel. Just like a book, you never judge a cheesecake by its cover. I am 100% absolutely going to give this bad boy a taste for you because I already know what it tastes like and it's good. But first we're going to go over the calories and macros because they are mind-blowing. Just to reiterate, that cheesecake that I had on Christmas Day, which is the same size as this cheesecake that we made today, was 1,464 calories. In those calories was only 23 grams of protein, and then 129 grams of carbs, 71 grams of fat. That is probably one of the worst macronutrient foods that you can possibly find. That was for the whole cheesecake. So if you compare that to my whole cheesecake, got 613 calories, a massive 67 grams of protein, just 66 grams of carbs, and only 10 grams of fat. Yeah, 851 less calories, 44 more grams of protein, and 61 less grams of fat for the same amount of cheesecake. And if you cut my cheesecake into 3 big slices like the one you see here, that is big, the whole slice is only 204 calories with 22 grams of protein, 22 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of fat. I will take those calories and macros over normal cheesecake any day of the week. But now, as promised, we need to give this bad boy a taste to see how it lives up to the real thing. So, just going to go straight in at the middle. Let's do it. Every time I bite into this, sorry about the hands by the way, forgive me, but we haven't got time for knives and forks. Every time I have this cheesecake, it just blows my mind with how good it tastes. I cannot believe I made something so close to the real thing. It tastes so much like a New York cheesecake. It's so thick, rich, and dense. It's got that overpowering cheesecake flavour to it. It holds together amazingly. But the calories and macros just blow my mind. You seriously, if you like cheesecake, especially New York style cheesecake, you absolutely have to try this one, because it's not often that I get mind blown by my own recipes, but this is definitely one of the best I've ever made. I'm not going to lie, I put a little bit too much liquid in the base. It's more spongy than that crumbly cheesecake base. So when you are making it, be very careful with how much liquid you put in the base. I definitely overdid it a little bit. But even though I did overdo it, it still tastes spot on. This 100% rivals a cheesecake which literally doubles its calories and some. So I am super proud of this, even if it's not the prettiest thing in the world. If you're a cheesecake fan, please try this and let me know in the comments how you find it. Remember, you can hit that top link in my description to go to my website and find out all the information about my online coaching and contact me directly if you'd like to. Subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week, so join the team and don't miss out. There's more cheesecake recipes coming, so make sure you stick around for that. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you as always for watching, and until the next one, see you later guys.